The first question, when can I start benefits, has true urgency for those who have lost employment or found their income severely reduced, even as living costs have continued to mount, the situation of many today. And of the three, it permits the clearest answer. Social Security retirement benefits are available to those with adequate amounts of past covered employment, normally 10 years or more, upon their reaching age 62. More precisely, by applying, one can begin benefits as of the first full month he or she is 62. Those who want to begin benefits at the earliest possible point should file an application with Social Security 3 months before their 62nd birthday. But like so many aspects of this complicated program, even this straightforward answer calls for some elaboration, because under the right circumstances, Social Security benefits can be begun before 62. That is because Social Security is not one program but several. It includes, importantly, a disability insurance component. For those seniors no longer employed who have serious medical problems that can be viewed as preventing work, disability benefits may be available without regard to the age 62 threshold. Over 4 in 10 of the men and over 1/3 of the women qualifying for this category of benefits in 2008 were 55 and over. Not only is Social Security disability insurance available before age 62, it pays benefits at a higher monthly rate than Social Security's retirement program does for those claiming benefits at that age. More on this point before we're done. Social Security also has a life insurance component that pays benefits to surviving spouses. Its age of eligibility is 60. That means that a widow or widower may be able to start benefits at that age, not on the basis of his or her own earnings record, but on the record of a late spouse or a late ex-spouse, for survivors' benefits are also available to those who divorce following marriages of at least 10 years. We'll return to survivors' benefits toward the end of this guide, but the subject is complex enough it warrants separate treatment. That's also true of disability insurance. Putting aside for now the possibilities of Social Security disability-based benefits or survivors' benefits, 62 is the age at which Social Security can be begun. 62 is the age at which over 4 out of 10 men and nearly 5 out of 10 women do begin Social Security. But the senior who is still working, although perhaps not receiving enough to cover all costs, including importantly medical expenses, for Medicare is not available until age 65, may well ask, do I have to retire to get Social Security? That is, completely stop working? These are, after all, widely known as retirement benefits. To answer that question usefully requires some specifics, and working from an illustrative example will also help illuminate the way Social Security benefits are calculated. For that example, let us examine the situation of an individual who has worked steadily in employment, covered and taxed by Social Security since a young age. This person, named AW, for average worker, will soon celebrate his or her 62nd birthday. For the 35 years up through 2009, AW has earned annual amounts close to the national average for workers of the same age, beginning below but ending up a bit above the average for American workers of all ages. What would such an earnings history look like? Plotting AW's Social Security covered and counted earnings at 5-year intervals shows $7,600 in 1974, $11,000 in 1979, $15,800 in 1984, $20,000 1989, $24,000 1994, $31,000 1999, $37,000 in 2004, and $45,000 in 2009. There's no need to dwell on these precise numbers, but they should allow you to gauge how the general level of your own past earnings compares to AW's. It is important to understand that AW, or you, can have earned significantly more or less than these sums in any particular year without that producing much change in the ultimate benefit amount. That is because Social Security retirement benefits are based on a 35-year average. With such an earnings history, AW could apply for benefits to begin at 62. Social Security terms this the age of eligibility, and receive monthly payments of approximately $1,150 for the balance of 2010 and the rest of his or her life. That amounts to $13,800 when figured on an annual basis. Moreover, that amount would, under current law, be subject to upward adjustment each year to reflect the increase in cost of living. There was no such adjustment for 2010, but that's because, as calculated, there was insufficient increase in the cost of living between 2008 and 2009. The cost of living increase at the beginning of 2009 was 5.8%. Viewed in comparison to AW's 2009 earnings, $13,800 represents a huge drop in income. But if it can be added to earnings at that level or below, whether reduced as a result of personal choice or employer cutback, the benefits could seem a highly attractive earnings supplement. Can AW continue in full or part-time employment and collect Social Security? The answer at 62, 63, 64, and 65 is only if AW's earnings are relatively small. AW can apply for retirement benefits at age 62, but earned income at AW's recent levels, recall that AW earned $45,000 in 2009, will reduce the amount of monthly payment to zero. Simplifying just a bit, the reduction formula works like this. For those in AW's age range, there is an annual figure beyond which benefits are reduced 50 cents for each dollar earned. For 2010, the threshold at which this so-called retirement test kicks in is $14,160. With an annual benefit of $13,800, earnings of $41,760 or more will totally block benefits. If AW's annual earnings were, say, cut in half to $22,500, benefits would not disappear, but they would be reduced from $13,800 to $9,630. Earnings must drop to below $14,160 to have no effect. However, once AW turns 66, this retirement test earnings reduction falls away, and he or she can continue employment at historic levels or higher with no negative effect whatsoever on Social Security payments. Since this benefit reduction is designed as a measurement of retirement and not relative affluence, it applies only to earnings. Investment income, pension payments, and other forms of income that do not flow from current employment do not have this effect. To summarize, the situation confronting AW between 62 and 66 is this. He or she cannot continue in full employment with earnings like those received in 2009 and collect Social Security. Furthermore, AW must reduce earnings by more than 2/3 to collect the full $13,800 a year in benefits. Except in that low range, Social Security cannot be used as a straightforward earning supplement by those below what the program terms their full retirement age.